Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, it brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you're doing well. Happy Thursday. For a second there, I was like, what day is it? It is Thursday. Thank you so much for joining in, and I hope that you're doing well. I've had a lovely week. I've had a lovely week. I hope that you have too. Like I mentioned yesterday, I said if you saw me smiling today extra, then you knew the soccer game went well. But yeah, congratulations to the Zambia women national team for their victory against Senegal yesterday, winning 3-2. Yes, march on, follow. Cannot wait for the next game. But thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I am excited for the book that we have. I'm excited for the spring catalog from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Today we bring a powerful book, with a very powerful message of resilience and just community strength, everything that you can think of that is in that line. So I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you're left feeling strengthened and inspired after reading this one. And it is one beautiful, beautiful book coming to us from LEILA, BOUKARIM, and illustrations by SONA, AVEDIKIAN, and this one is called Miriam's Dream, the story of Mariam Al-Shaar and her food truck of hope. Yes, beautiful book, cannot wait. And if those names sound familiar, the author illustrator team sound familiar, it's because they did bring us this wonderful, powerful book again much earlier last year. And this one is was called Lost Words, an Armenian story of survival and hope. And if you've not seen that one, please ask for that one at your local library. Powerful lessons to be learned from. We do have an author's note that we'll look at the end. Well, we might not look at the author's note, but we'll look at, there's an extra script that is added in there called Refugees and Refugee Camps that I hope that we'll get into at the end of the book. But we will be reading the book in totality, its story. A big thank you to Chronicle Books for allowing us to share so many wonderful, powerful books here on Storytime. Thank you for being here. Miriam's Dream is coming up. And also, if, to find out more about this story, to get a more insight into this story, there is a documentary that is available on YouTube. At least I was able to access it on YouTube, and it's called Soufra, spelled Soufra, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. But yeah, so Soufra, and you can get to watch and follow the story of Miriam. But we have it in the compressed, condensed version right here with Miriam's Dream. A beautiful job from LEILA, BOUKARIM, and SONA, AVEDIKIAN, and of course a big thank you to Chronicle Books for allowing us to read this wonderful book here on Storytime. So I hope you're excited. I hope you are ready for this great book. Good morning from Auntie Pam, and of course, joining us from Natchitoches, Louisiana. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Good morning to you, Auntie Pam. I hope that the book is keeping you busy, and I know there are other works too happening. So I hope that you're having a lot of fun with that. Still celebrating, still grinning ear to ear about your book. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime, and please extend my greetings to everybody out there. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. And if you're looking for something to read today, let this be the one today. Miriam's Dream, the story of Mariam Al-Shaar and her food truck of hope. It is written by LEILA BOUKARIM and illustrations by SONA AVEDIKIAN, and of course another one coming to us from Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Get ready, get comfortable, get cozy as we'll be getting started with our story very, very shortly. Thank you for joining in. I hope that everything else is going well for you out here in the Bay. Today, Thursday, and of course Friday, tomorrow will be hot, hot, hot. So please be aware. Water bottles, make sure you have them. Sunscreen, hat, everything that helps it. Just as you're out there, that helps. Make sure that you have those handy. But of course, Saturday we get back into some cooler weather. I hope that everybody else is okay wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. I'll see you on the other side of this very short message when we're back with more Storytime.
Have you ever wondered what makes you special? Maybe it's the color of your eyes. Maybe it's something that you can do, like sing. Well, with my brand new book, I See Me, you'll find out exactly what makes you awesomely special. Make sure you keep in touch with me on my social media handles and at Just in Time for Storytime. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Yes, just in time for Storytime. Do check out Justin Ford and his amazing books. Welcome to Storytime. Here we go with our story for today, Miriam's Dream. The story of Mariam Al-Shaar and her food truck of hope. Yes, this one is written by LEILA BOUKARIM and illustrations by SONA AVEDIKIAN. And here we go with our story. A big thank you, of course, to Chronicle Books for allowing us to read this wonderful book here on Storytime. Miriam's Dream. The story of Mariam Al-Shaar and her food truck of hope. Written by LEILA BOUKARIM. Illustrations by SONA AVEDIKIAN, and of course read with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. I hope you had breakfast before coming to join Storytime today, because this book will leave you hungry. In the heart of Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon, a refugee camp stirs, bursting at the seams. Miriam was born here, but she will never be Lebanese. She is Palestinian, but may never go to Palestine. Miriam is the daughter of refugees, people who live between worlds. In the heart of Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon, a refugee camp stirs, bursting at the seams. Miriam was born here, but she will never be Lebanese. She is Palestinian, but may never go to Palestine. Miriam is the daughter of refugees, people who live between worlds. Her whole life, Miriam has been surrounded by wars. Wars that keep her from working, from growing, from dreaming, from being. Her whole life, Miriam has been surrounded by wars. Wars that keep her from working, from growing, from dreaming, from being. And Miriam has always wanted more. The streets of Miriam's camp brim with despair. Men without work, children without schools, women without a say. It's a familiar sight, the only one Miriam has ever known. But something deep inside her stirs. Something tells her it doesn't have to be this way. She wants to do something, and she knows she can't do it alone. She doesn't have to do it alone. Miriam reaches out to the women of her camp. She wants to hear about their struggles, their ideas, their dreams. What can we do? She asks them. We want to cook, they tell her. We're good at it. Flavors from Palestine, Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon. Colors and scents of sumac, mint, cinnamon, and za'atar. They have brought Miriam comfort and joy all her life. It's settled. Yes, it's settled. The women have spoken. Miriam puts together a kitchen. She buys ingredients. She makes lists and plans and phone calls. Lots and lots of phone calls. And finally, Soufra is born. Soufra, a feast, a table full of food. And of course, I was looking up Soufra, trying to find out what it means, and that's exactly it. This extra words there to explain what Soufra is, and it says primarily refers to a cloth or table for serving food, especially in Islamic and broader Middle Eastern cultures. But it signifies a meal, picnic, or dining table, and can imply generosity and hospitality. So just a little bit on there, but yeah, always amazing this getting to read up, learn new things, and read up on them, right? Soufra is born. Soufra, a feast, a table full of food. And I'm sure as much as we may try to translate it to, into English, there's a bit lost in there, but hopefully we get the gist of what Soufra is. A place where women get together to cook, to sell their meals, and to earn a living. But it's more than that. It's where they go to share stories, to laugh hard, and to be themselves. What more can we ask for than to be yourself? A space that allows you to be yourself, right? Oh. Long live Soufra. Word travels fast around the camp. Women find the courage to step away from their duties at home and flock to Soufra, to Miriam, for a chance at something more. Miriam watches her dream become a reality. For the first time, she sees women choose what they want to do. Oh, yes, Miriam watches her dream become a reality. For the first time, she sees women choose what they want to do. They have changed. Their children have changed. Miriam has changed. It feels like her world is getting bigger. There is so much more to explore, so much more to do, so many more women to take on or take in. Yeah. Oh, I love this story so much. Miriam begins to make plans to take Soufra outside the camp walls, to reach more people and sell more food. Miriam dreams of a food truck, but she will need money. She will need to learn to drive. She will need the right papers. Some tell her it's impossible. They tell her not to risk it. But Miriam is determined. So much to do. People all around the world hear her story and want to help. Miriam can hardly believe it. Smiling from ear to ear, she picks out the perfect truck. Mm. She can already imagine it carrying falafel and manaish, hummus and musakan. She can't wait to begin. Yeah. I told you this book will leave you hungry, but inspired as well. She can already imagine it carrying falafel and manaish, hummus and musakan. She can't wait to begin. But they tell her she can't own a truck. She can't run a business outside her camp. Her smile fades. I have all the papers you asked for. I have the money. But Miriam was born a refugee. Mm. Yeah. They tell her she can't own a truck. She can't run a business outside her camp. Her smile fades. I have all the papers you asked for. I have the money. But Miriam was born a refugee. Speechless and heartbroken, she takes time to think. And then she acts. She makes phone calls and writes letters and tells her story to anyone who will listen. She tells them about Soufra's delicious domas, fragrant frika, and savory mansaf. And yet, no after no after no. I like bricks stacked high on a wall that feels impossible to climb. Mm. But she goes back to the kitchen where the women work hard and smile big. They are proud of the new role they play and of the fabulous food they make. She can't stop now. No. Oh, look at that face. Yeah. Sometimes responsibility falls on you like that, right? Yeah. When you least expect it, and you have to carry on. But she goes back to the kitchen where the women work hard and smile big. They are proud of the new role they play and of the fabulous food they make. She can't stop now, no. More wars stand in her way. Wars of ruse, of injustice, of discrimination. But Miriam has a mission. She has a story. She has a team of talented women who make food that is meant to be shared. No war can stop her. And so she charges ahead. It takes 2 whole years. Oh my goodness. Yeah. More wars stand in her way. Wars of ruse, of injustice, of discrimination. But Miriam has a mission. She has a story. She has a team of talented women who make food that is meant to be shared. No war can stop her. And so she charges ahead. It takes 2 whole years. But Miriam does it. Yes. Yes. Ah, 2 years. Imagine that. 2 whole years of working and the work before that, right? But Miriam does it. Yes. In the heart of Beirut, a refugee camp stares, bursting at the seams. It is home to Mariam Al-Shaar, her table full of food and refugees who dare to dream of a better tomorrow. Ah, yes. In the heart of Beirut, a refugee camp stares, bursting at the seams. It is home to Mariam Al-Shaar, her table, her table of her table full of food and refugees who dare to dream of a better tomorrow. Oh, I love this quote too at the end, really. Every refugee has a dream, especially children. They are always dreaming of a better life. Mariam Al-Shaar. Ah, beautiful, beautiful. And I did say too that there's an author's note, but there's an extra note that I would like us to read together. So we'll see if we have time. We'll come back to the author's note, but I'd like us to go to the refugee write up at the back. So after the break, we come back for that one. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. I hope that you enjoyed this beautiful book, powerful book, inspiring book. Yeah, can't think, help me think of other superlatives. It's a beautiful book. Thank you for putting it together. LEILA, BOUKARIM, and of course, SONA, AVEDIKIAN, and of course, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Thank you so much for joining in. I will see you on the other side of this very short break.
Hi, my name is Zetta Elliott, and I am the author of 40 books for kids, including Dragons in a Bag and A Place Inside of Me. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining in. And as I mentioned, we are reading today Miriam's Dream, the story of Mariam Al-Shaar and her food truck of hope. Yes, this one coming to us from LEILA, BOUKARIM, and illustrations by SONA, AVEDIKIAN, and of course another one coming to us from Chronicle Books of San Francisco from their spring catalog of 2025. Thank you for being here. And as I mentioned, there is a write-up at the back here. It says refugees and refugee camps. And I just want to read this piece. And of course, to encourage you as well, please find Soufra, spelled Soufra. Is a documentary. It's available on YouTube, and it'll give you an insight into this story, a bit more insight into this story. It's a documentary on Mariam Al-Shaar's story, and I think LEILA, BOUKARIM, and SONA, AVEDIKIAN have done such an amazing job bringing this book to life. And when you do watch that documentary as well, you get to learn more and just get to see the struggles that they went through, and of course the victories along the way, the inspiration, and and the tough conditions that people live in those refugee camps, and particularly at if I can say the name right, let me see, one second. Bourj Al-Barajneh. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but here we go. A refugee is a person who is forced to leave their country to escape immediate danger, like war, climate disaster, political or religious persecution, or famine. A generational refugee is a person born to refugee parents who are not yet citizens of any country. In 1948, 750,000 Palestinians were forced out of their homes in what is referred to as Al-Nakba, or the catastrophe. Of those, 110,000 ended up in refugee camps in neighboring Lebanon. These camps were set up as temporary accommodations, but years and decades have gone by, and refugee populations have grown to almost 500,000. Tents have been replaced with concrete, but their infrastructure remains unsafe and unsanitary, sometimes resulting in illness and fatal accidents. And you get to see, when you watch the documentary, you get to see some of those, some of these things that it's talking about here. Like there's these fires that happen when it rains, and electric lining is not, it's not done properly, and so there's all these things happening. And yet, watch the documentary too. And of course, if you can get this book, find it at your local library as well, and request it there so you can definitely dive into this a bit more. Although most Palestinians in Lebanon today were born and raised there, they are not granted the same rights as Lebanese citizens. Most jobs are off limits, and owning property is impossible, making the camps feel like prisons. And while they can technically move around the country as they please, most can't afford to leave their camps for good. Citizenship is not an option. Currently, the camps also house refugees from Syria, Iraq, and other countries, but the majority are still Palestinian. A refugee can be anyone and can come from anywhere. It's important to remember this and to understand that refugees are people who were displaced due to circumstances they could not control. No one wants to leave everything and everyone they know and love suddenly. But tragically, these things happen. And when they do, it is up to the rest of us to help however we can. With a donation, a spare room, a meal, a kind word, or a smile, and by speaking out against the injustices that led to their displacement. Every little bit counts. At the time of this writing, there are 100 million displaced people worldwide. To learn more about Palestinian refugees in Lebanon and how you can help, visit the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian Refugees in the Near East at unrwa.org. And I'll make sure that we share all this information on the Storytime platforms so it is made available to you. But thank you so much for joining in today. Powerful book. And growing up in Zambia, got to see refugees that had come in, people displaced from Rwanda, especially Rwanda. We got Burundi at the time as well. People came in to the country, and some of my closest friends at schools were from those countries. And for all its flaws and however the system worked, and thinking back now, I don't know how much their path to citizenship was available, but you did get a lot of businesses that people were doing out in the regular markets with just the regular Zambians as well. And we got to see, and we went, or even there's particular hair places that had, you got to do the Burundi style and so on. And so, it's just people, you think of that. I saw it, and you could see people, are able to thrive, and their economic contribution to the country, their cultural contribution, their friendships, everything. And I hope that, more countries would open their doors and pathways for displaced people to have hope. My brother-in-law married to two sisters. My oldest sister, her husband is from the Congo, from the east of the Congo, and he was a refugee who moved to Zimbabwe as a refugee and stayed in a camp there. And that's how, eventually he met my sister out there. And but there was no path to citizenship still. And eventually they moved to Canada, and that's where he was granted citizenship. So right now he's Canadian citizen. But I left home. I left Zambia, moved to the US by choice, and it was hard. And I can go back, I still have the option to go back. I can go back and visit and so on. And so just think of people who've moved and they cannot go back, or cannot, or even if they wanted to, and maybe it's still too dangerous, or whatever reasons are there. And so it's just really hard to think. I hope that we can, help make laws, help make places that people move to better, right? Just somewhere they can belong, like the book says. I think it mentions here where they can just be, right? Where they can be themselves. They can exist, and it's okay. Yeah. So I hope that that continues to happen. And really powerful book. Every step of the way, every word I was reading, every page turned, just reminded me of just how important this book is, and also to really think a little bit more about refugee populations across the world, and the reasons that are causing this displacement that is happening. And yeah, I hope that people's lives can get better, and the determination, the hope that Miriam gives, I hope that this light continues to shine brightest everywhere for everyone. And yeah, and whether we're comfortable where we are, I hope that we're pushed and pushed and pushed to do something for somebody, and yeah, just make things better. Thank you so much to you, LEILA, BOUKARIM, and SONA AVEDIKIAN, for bringing out such powerful stories. I know this one as well, The Armenian Story of Survival and Hope, Lost Words, is a powerful book. Please continue shining your light, continue educating us, continue reminding us of how to be good humans. Yes, thank you so much for being here. This has been story time for today. I hope you enjoyed this story. I told you this spring catalog just has amazing books. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, somewhere they can belong. Really, Pamela Courtney. I love that. Thank you so much. And yeah, this book just left me, like just thinking. And I hope that when you get a chance, please watch Soufra. Soufra, and it's available on YouTube, and you can get to follow Mariam Al-Shaar's story, and really get to learn from her and see that just because something has not been done, it doesn't mean it can't be done. And Miriam showed us that. And also, just because laws have been written a certain way or done a certain way doesn't mean that things have to stay like that. They can change. They are supposed to change, right? And so what Miriam did, making sure that her dream was achieved, and you can see the work that she's put in, and also the Lebanese lawyers that were helping her in navigating that system and pushing against that system. Really, job well done. And yeah, I hope that this leaves you inspired and, of course, pushes you to shine your light. And remember, like it says, every little bit counts. And those children in there too deserve a better life. Those people in refugee camps and everywhere else deserve a better life. Just because you're displaced, it doesn't make you any less human. Thank you so much for joining us here today on Storytime. Biggest of hugs. I will see you again tomorrow when we're back with another exciting story. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot thank the creators of this enough. I hope that you go out there today and yeah, remember that every little bit, everything that you do counts. Thank you so much for being here. Biggest of hugs. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to hear it. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to hear it.